Data is more than just a bunch of spreadsheets or statistical representation. I used to think that it was too technical to understand until I discovered how to collect, use, and present data. And with technology, we have all the help we need to simplify the process. Stuck in a big data jam, or maybe you don't even know how critical data is in your business development, we'll show you. On the Data Made Easy podcast, join me and the gang as we reveal the exciting possibilities of the information age and best practices for generating value out of data for your business. The podcast also includes discussions on how you can tackle social issues with data. The Data Made Easy podcast is sponsored by Lekki Swiss Properties. Welcome to the Data Made Easy podcast. My name is Esther Moma and I will be your host. It's the first episode and we want to make it as easy, fun, and interesting as possible. Oh, have you read the argument online that data is the new oil? Some have disagreed with the notion, stating that while it is handy as a marketing shorthand because it gets across the fact that data is a valuable commodity with many different uses across many applications, claiming that data is oil is, quote, potentially problematic. Data, unlike oil, has numerous ways it can be captured, used, and reused. It cannot be depleted or disposed of, and it can be used over and over again. The other school of thought believe that data is to the digital economy what oil is to the industrial economy. Once upon a time, oil companies ruled the world, but titans like Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, you'll find are unstoppable. Data is a new commodity that spawns a lucrative, fast-growing industry that is the future. What is your position? Well, we know that data is critical and understanding how to use it can be a differentiating factor between unsuccessful and successful organizations, individuals, and communities. Now, how important is data? What is data? And how is it different from data and information? BusinessDictionary.com defines data as raw facts and statistics, whereas information is data that is accurate and timely, specific and organized for a purpose, presented within a context that gives it meaning and relevance, and it can lead to increased understanding and decreasing uncertainty. Another way to look at information is as data that has been interpreted and then presented in a more meaningful context that allows a business to make decisions. In this podcast, we'll be looking at the importance of data for your business and why you should collect it. Here's a little background. Data collection used to involve manual data collection such as talking with customers face-to-face or taking surveys via phone calls, mails, or in person. This was tedious and usually involved a lot of work. But with technology, today, gathering data to help you understand your customers and market is easy. Social media analytics, for one, can break down in detail your level of engagement and impressions online. You can discover who, where, and what people found the most interesting from your daily activities, or as often as you post. Well, although we earnestly want to completely rule out manual processes, no business can ever do well without that one-on-one interaction with people, with your customers, to guide your decision-making and ideas. Their feedback is always critical. But we must note that critical as data is, it is not a know-all, tell-all crystal ball. That's an expression on grow.com on data. It says that creating and running a successful company requires making good decisions, hard work, and consistency. So you just think of data as another tool in your arsenal. Here are 3 ways using data can benefit your company. Number 1, data helps you make better decisions. Global business process consulting company Merit Solutions believes that any business that has been around for a year or more likely has a ton of big data, ready to help them make better decisions. Any business with a website, social media presence that accepts electronic payments of some form has data about customers, user experience, web traffic, and more. All that data is filled with potential if you can learn to access it and use it to improve your company. The second thing is, data helps you solve problems. Tracking and reviewing data from business processes helps you pinpoint performance breakdowns so you can better understand each part of the process and know which steps need to be optimized and which are not performing well. You'll agree that it's important to be able to pinpoint at any point what works and what doesn't, right? The third thing is, data helps you see performance. I'll explain this with a few questions. Have you ever wondered how your team, department, company, marketing efforts customer service, shipping, or other parts of your company are doing, collecting and reviewing data can show the performance of all this and more. If you're not sure about the performance of your employees or your marketing, how will you know if your money is being put to good use or if it is bringing in more money than you spend? You may be a startup thinking all this fancy talk is for big organizations, for large organizations. Well, guess what? If you take the time to harness your data, you can find customers, increase your customer retention, improve your customer service, better manage marketing efforts, track social media interaction, and you can predict your sales trends. Thomas Tunga says the best run companies are data-driven, and this skill sets business apart from their competition. This means that the clearer you see your consumers, the easier it is to reach them. PayPal co-founder Max Levchin once pointed out that the world is now awash in data, and we can see customers in a lot clearer way. Remember, you are providing a service and you want to get paid providing that service. You need all the information you can get to keep yourself in business. Okay, so what happens when you have put in all the effort to gather that data, to get all the data that you need? It can be easy to get lost in data. If you don't have the right tools to understand it, it can be difficult. Well, here's a tip. Research and identify best business intelligence tools out there that can help you access and interpret consumer data so you can leverage it for higher sales. Social media platforms, website, Google has everything you need. And if you get on the back end of your Google or your website, you will be able to view how much your engagement online, how impactful your engagement online is, where people are getting information, and how often people even visit your website. Also, according to a 2018 McKinsey report, Achieving Business Impacts with Data, the ability to capitalize on what data has to offer hinges on a series of fundamentals along what is called the insight value chain. This includes a range of technical capabilities as well as solid business processes. Broadly speaking, capturing the most value from the wealth of potential data begins with 1. Excellence in identifying, capturing, and storing that data. 2. Having the technical capability to analyze and visualize that data. And 3. Building an organization that is able to complement analytics with the domain knowledge of human talents and relies on a cross-functional agile structure to implement relevant insight. Essentially, what that is saying is that data plus analytics plus IT plus people plus process equals value captured. Again, data plus analytics plus IT plus people plus process equals value captured. Capturing value from data depends on the integrity of the entire insight value chain, and the chain is also as good as its weakest component, according to the research. Organizations looking to be successful in data insight must ensure excellence in all the components and steps of the insight value chain. All components are critical, but one stands out for me: people. You need the right talents to sort through, execute, and capture data in your data collection process. And for you to get the best, you have to be the best. Alright, so I will end this podcast with this final thoughts. Today, running your business with the help of data is the new standard. If you're not using data to guide your business into the future, you will become a business of the past, according to Grow.com. Fortunately, the advances in data processing and visualizing makes data growing your business even easier and simpler to do. So, what do you need to get started? Call a meeting, hire a team, put the structure in place to make the most of the information you collect. Remember, data is important, and if you want to lead, you need the right information to make the best decision. Perhaps you're an entrepreneur who thinks that there's not enough data to improve your decision making. Guess what? That's probably not the case. I have observed that understanding how data can help you or not understanding how to access it is the differentiating factor. And again, it will hold you back from using data in your decision making. So what do you need to do? Again, like I said, call a team, hire the right talent, and get to work. Data management is easy, and Data Made Easy podcast is here to help you. That's it on today's podcast. Join us again for episode 2 on Data Made Easy podcast. My name is Esther. Bye-bye.